Hello. How are you doing? In honor of Mother Wendy, this is reality with DVD, and I just have some piping hot tea for you all, real quick. I know I always say that. I always say, guys, I'm gonna be real quick, and then I get to hear their commentary, and I get to put it in my personal opinion, and everything is alleged, and in my opinion, hit the like button as you enter my house. Subscribe, comment, everything is free. Why wouldn't you want to come in and hit the like button on a free network where you get no commercials and you are still entertained? But I just want to talk about Mr. Kelvin Hunter real quick, and a little quick ditty about P. Shitty, aka P. Diddy. Did I say Diddy? You know, I call him P. Shitty because I'm pretty sure that Ding Dong has a lot of duty on it, allegedly. Now, I get to the light stuff first. We're going to talk about P. Shitty, right? Because that's kind of light. And I was scrolling through the internet, minding my own business, looking at different sites, you know, Instagram, on my gram. You know, that doggone Instagram, I'm telling you. Wow. The things you find out on there. But I'm going to talk about Shyne. Now, I know you weren't as in tune to my deep dives when I first started this channel, but I have been doing deep dives on P. Shitty for a very long time. And when I say very long time, I mean since the inception of this channel, which was August of 2023. The first thing I found out about P. Shitty, and I did the research and I talked to different sources about P. Shitty, you know, people that, you know, have actually worked with him. Yeah, I talked to him. And I'm not talking about his stars. I'm talking about people who work with him on a more personal level. You know, like maids and barbers. Girl, the things that you find out about people who work in the service industry and the things that they know about these people in general, like, you know, like Farnsworth, the people who you really think, like, okay, they don't know what they're talking about. Okay. But they get to know these people intimately. Way more sometimes than the stars. And then we'll talk about just a little bit about what I saw on Mim's channel about I call them young. They were younger than I am. But the guys from the band, I even in my deep dives go back and look at my in-depth analysis on P. Shitty when we first started reporting about Cassie. I talked about the band. Because I was there. I was there looking at the show as it was airing in the early 2000s. And we all were absolutely positively disgusted with the scene from him making them go across the bridge to get cheesecake. I mean, these things were abusive. Did I say abusive? I did say it. Well, you know. Hey, I try to do what I can to, you know, kind of mess the words for the algorithm, but hey, it's in there now. I'm not gonna edit that out. Cause, you know, that's my opinion, that's the way I felt. Even then, I was like, what the hell? Cheesecake? A cheesecake run across the bridge in the cold? This is supposed to show dedication, but this was breaking them. And when I was looking at Mim's channel, I heard Freddie talking about how he had seen the most gangster things in his life, and Diddy, you know, had belittled them so much that he felt like he was a child under him. Now, you wonder probably how he got these skills. In my deep dives, I have always explained. Go back and look at all you have to do is click on Piping Hot Tea. It's in the playlist. I have explained the psychological techniques that are involved in creating people to do your bidding and do dirty deeds for you. And it's more than money. Everybody's like, he throwing money at him, he throwing money at him. No, it's intimidation. It's bribery, in my opinion, allegedly. And all of this involves also, sexual intimidation. You can pretty much get what you want out of someone if you know the right techniques for. And, there are techniques that you can use for actual intimidation. Put an S in front of it. I know I've been saying it barely in the video, but, when I think before I speak, I can kind of, kind of censor myself. I have to think. And if I'm just talking and those words are the actual words that are in my head to say, then it's different from that. But anyway, back to Diddy. So, we understand that there is an alleged relationship that he had with Carl Winslow from Family Matters. Now, I'm not sure what the extent of the relationship was with Carl Winslow, aka his real name is Reginald Bell Johnson. I'm not sure the extent of the relationship. This is a gay man, okay? Reginald Bell Johnson. I wouldn't see, the thing about it is these parties went over vast amounts of stars, right? But the only thing about that is, being that he's a gay man, the only thing that's surprising about that is, it seemed like Diddy has a type. It didn't seem like to me that he had a type that he could, that was already gay, and that when it wasn't easy. It seemed like he was like the book breaking type, the type that goes for the gangsters so he can break them, or the men in the industry that he could blackmail, or allegedly underage children. So these people are easily manipulated. It didn't seem like to me that he would go for someone that's already gay and he could blackmail. I mean, if it were anything, it would have been the other way around. But that's neither here nor there. That's what it's been alleged. It's on TikTok. Mim talked about it. The young man who said that he was Shyne's sugar babe talked about it. So, I mean, it's out there. And like I said, he's gay. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he's gay. It just did his MO seem to be a certain type. And then he kind of obese. And these guys are in shape and cut up, or these alleged guys that he was alleged to have messed with. Now, moving right along for that, let me get into Shyne, okay? Saw the interview with Shyne. I'm just going to speak what he said. I'm not going to play his audio. I'm just going to speak what he said and give my opinion on it, okay? That makes sense, okay? Shyne, because I remember this shooting so vividly. I remember the news on the shooting so vividly. I remember so vividly the victims that were in the club that night. I remember the events. I remember how they said the event started. I remember it was a guy. The story goes in my head. Allegedly. It's in my own thoughts, right? I remember them saying that it was a guy that was a big time, you know, hustler in New York. And Diddy was trying to come clean by going into the music industry. So this guy knew Diddy. He confronted him and threw money in his face, like, you know, you ain't really the man in these streets. No more like that, like that. And it's like a code. You know, when dudes try to get out the hustling industry or the hustling game, you know, it's a code where the guys who are still in it and still making money in that way like to kind of show you that you still street and you haven't really changed. It's still in you. So my understanding was that he threw money in his face. The melee broke out. Allegedly, J-Lo handed him the weaponry that she got out of. So I don't see how that wasn't told about, because even then in 1999, it was always said that she handed him the weaponry. Not just by what I've heard lately by the actual victim who was, you know, pop-out in the face. That was the other witnesses' accounts as well. I don't know why is this such a surprise to people. I guess because, you know, these are the modern tales of what happened. But if you were there and you watched the news, like I did back then, because, you know, the news was popping harder than social media. If social media was popping like that, you had to actually get your information either from the newspaper or the news. That was on the cover of a newspaper that we received when I was at Bell South Mobility. It was just like right there on the cover of the newspaper with J-Lo and the people in the club were giving various accounts of what happened. Well, Shyne is tired. He did his bid. He's still, now everybody is saying that he has named Diddy as the actual Uter. But he really didn't. He danced around, what I saw, he danced around like Diddy danced around the stage in all the videos. He talked about how Diddy has helped him in his campaign. He talked about what he's done for the people of Belize. And then he says, I've always been a fall guy, but I'm going by what the witness said or the actual victim said. She always said that I wasn't the Uter. And that's all you got out of him. He never said, a lot of people saying, well, he said, until he comes out and says that Diddy paid me. And I saw him oot that lady. And what are we talking about here? He just saying the same thing that he's always said. He's always maintained his innocence. He's always maintaining he was the fall guy, and that's pretty much what he said. Everybody's running with this saying, oh, well, now he's saying that Diddy was the shooter. He really didn't. He really didn't. He's just talking about how powerful he was and all things he done for Belize, which lets you know that maybe there was an insinuation there. But for me, I would have to hear this fool say, he did it. He gave me such amount of money. Yeah, such. Yeah, that's Mississippi for you if y'all don't know what such is. That's such and such. See, sometimes I have to go ahead and give y'all the real Mississippi. Such and such is such and such. Interpretations. See, we have our own language down here, just in case you didn't know. Okay? But moving right along, let's talk about old Kelvin. Now, page 6 is reporting, and a lot of other news outlets. I'm just getting mine from page 6, okay? that Kelvin Hunter, Wendy's ex-husband, received $112,000. See, everybody's having a trouble saying that because I heard Rodney trying to say $112,500 overpayment. He said I have to say the thousands and the hundreds. Hey, my children are first in kindergarten. They're learning this. So it's refreshed in my head on how to say it. So, the 59-year-old former talk show host was placed under guardianship in February 2022 when her bank stepped in and claimed New York court her behavior was concerning. Now, the details of this guardianship are still foggy, in my opinion, but Kelvin is not worrying about the $112,500 that he owes. He is online worrying about the million bahooers. I can't make this stuff up, people. The man came out and said he was going to expose Angela, aka Black CHYNA, who is great over there in Black Hampton. Again, so I can't find a suitable app to record it on to find my Black Hampton because they're playing old episodes on BET. So I had BET Plus when I started recapping it, but I think I've already seen all the episodes that BET is playing. But I'll find a way to get caught up in, because I recapped about 4 episodes and they only had 8, so I'm really not that far behind. But that's neither here nor there. She's great in that show. What is she gonna be exposed for? What do you think it is? Well, what do you think Kelvin knows about Angela, aka Black CHYNA? See, what's really nerve-wracking about these types of things when people come out and say, well, I know this, I know that. Have y'all heard from Christian Key? All that him and the harm he did. Now, I like Christian Key, but I am, as a YouTube commentator and someone who backed his ass up. Oh my goodness. Wow. That was interesting. But anyway, as someone who supported him during all of that coming forward, have y'all heard anything else out of his ass? Now, he done pissed me off. So don't come out here dangling carrots. We have people to report these things to. Especially my audience, who is an audience that really supports me on your show, All the Queen's Men. And that's what you do. And then Kelvin, who runs his mouth constantly, came out and do the same thing. I'm going to support my son. I'm going to support my lady. Pray for Wendy. Pray for Wendy? Pray for Wendy? You, in my opinion, are a part of her problem. While I do see it as that, I see you were doing some type of protection of her at that time. But then you know, when you got old girl pregnant, allegedly, that these things were going to crumble. Your little empire, your little playhouse, it was going to crumble to the ground. You didn't think that was going to happen? Wendy is the star. Not you. Not Shyna, even though she's the star whore. And you call other folks whores. That's a whore. In my opinion. You know. Wendy is the star at the top of the food chain that you were all mooching off of. So you didn't think that you publicly embarrassing her, getting told all over there pregnant, was going to somehow impact your playhouse? The millions of dollars that you all were mooching off of her and that you have mooched off of her for years? Baby, I would have been a better judge. Had I been a judge, I would have found some kind of way for you to get $1,400 a month in alimony. But I know alimony is based on what you bring in. But you're a manager, right? Manage some people. Manage Serena and her pancake business. Manage Serena and her healthy choice business. Or whatever that is she does with the healthy pancakes. Do that. I'm coming up with things for you to do that you are sitting on your black ass and not doing yourself. Kelvin. Listen to me. Are you listening to the people? The people are telling you, you were overpaid, my nigga. That means that you're going to have to pay the estate. Now, what I really wish is that this had zero to do with Wendy's estate, and she could get her own money, free Wendy's money. But at this time, she is not capable of handling that type of finances. And with her allegedly having dementia, I'm not sure if she would ever be capable of handling her finances again. However, teach her child. Make it the courts, get the money out of this guardianship, and teach her child to be a great guardian for him and her. He's going to have to grow up fast. I know he's a young guy in his 20s. But at this time, or her sister, someone in her family, all they have to do, like I did for my children's money, all you have to do is take a few classes, court-mandated classes, and then make sure that her son is taken care of, make sure that her estate is taken care of, distribute the money fairly, how it's supposed to be spent, make sure that when it's taken care of, and even Kelvin. No overpayments, no request for overpayment. Pay him what is due to him. That way, no more flags on the accounts. I'm speaking as a person that is in a guardianship in a way by taking care of my children. It's very easy to do. When you come up on needing money, all you have to do, extra monies, all you have to do is request it. But with women having millions, all you have to do is make sure that she is financially secure. Get her into a long-term health facility and put her family over her money. Her family. And if baby Kelvin, goes and gives too much to Father Kelvin and Shyne and that other baby, then that's when you start putting the flags on. Secure other guardians. But this right here, with these outside guardians, how do we know that she's not asking for that $112,000 back to line her pockets up? It's not enough supervision over this estate, in my opinion, over the guardian. See, when you have situations like this, you have to have somebody watching the guardian. You have to have somebody watching that person, and then somebody watching that person, and then somebody who you could trust that can watch over everybody, especially with Whitney being incapacitated at this time. But I just feel like this guardianship situation is also taking advantage of her. Because in my mind, I immediately thought, why are you asking for the overpayment money? What is that going to do for you? Because everything that's going on with this guardianship seems to be benefiting the guardian. Who's to say that she isn't pilfering money out of Wendy's account herself? She has full access to her money. A stranger. Foolishness. I can't stand it. And it pisses me off to think that this is what's happening to Wendy. I don't care about Kelvin. I wish he was homeless and didn't have a thing to his name. But I don't think this $112,000 is some fish in the water with that. I smell a dead rat. And if you know what a dead rat smells like, then you understand what I'm saying. Oh, child. I live in the South. And all these little particularities, if you know, then you know. And I know New York knows what I'm talking about as well. I saw one time, why y'all come down to the South with those New York girls and acting like they hadn't ever seen a cockroach before. Running on the plaza at Jackson State. Girls from Chicago. Have you seen a Chicago rat or a New York rat? And they were running from cockroaches? Child, I cannot make this stuff up. Those little pamper princesses have bottles of Raid. Cans of Raid. Like, that was the first time they had ever seen cockroaches before in Mississippi. Now, I can't compare a Mississippi cockroach to a Chicago cockroach. But I can indeed compare a Mississippi rat. But you know, we have swamp rats. You know, the ones that can walk up on you and have a conversation with you. But, you know, I saw the rats in New York, picking up slices of pizza. So, I never understood that whole cultural thing. Like, they were culturally shocked by the things that they saw in Mississippi. But child, that's neither here nor there. My point is, if you know, you know. And I smell a rat. A dead one. It's been dead on the trap for a minute. This lady does not have all of Wendy's best interest at heart, in my opinion. So she gonna dig around in the works and find out that this dude was overpaid $112,500. Well, we'll see how that shakes out. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to see the next piece of news that comes out is that Wendy's sister is her guardian and she has been taught to oversee the estate. And of course, somebody watching her oversee the estate. But, so she won't take advantage as well. But if they do it right, it is very hard to take advantage of the estate from the family member. It seems to me that the family member was having a harder time than this stranger. Get the woman out of her case. Give it to her sister. Give it to her niece. She has a whole lot of people that can. And then once, I would say till little Kev, he gets about 25, 30, then let him overtake the whole thing. Once he's had the proper classes and the proper education on how to handle that much money. But if it ends up being a situation like when I know that Whitney Houston, her net worth over the years, I had heard that Whitney was worth close to $450 million at one point. And then at the time of her death, which $20 million is nothing to sneeze at. Her estate was worth $20 million. What happened? So I don't want the same thing to happen to Mother Wendy. I want her to have all of her $60 million. Every piece of it. I want the proper person that's over this state to have every piece of her money. I want it to be little Kev. Because just like Wendy stopped working, Big Kev was cut off. The same thing will be happening if Wendy passes away. So he pissed off his money. Now, once the information, once his alimony or compensation is released, his pension, that's what they're calling it. Once his pension is released as being her manager, is released properly, and he get his just dues out of that, I hope, since he apparently does not want to work, I hope he has sense enough this time to use the money wisely and stop living a high off the hog, thinking you weren't going to ever have to work again, taking care of CHYNA and her baby off of Wendy's money. And that, my friend, is going to end this Piper High Tea session. I mean, I get pissed off when I think about Kelvin Hunter. Baby, he came out like a fat cat. Now he's looking like a sick rat. Neither here nor there. Hit the like button. Comment. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell button so you can be notified when I upload a video. And as I do, when I close, I'm going to check them up. Deuces. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.